Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. DishNet34 here, welcoming you to tonight's episode of This Week in Perfect Team, episode 194, the final installment of This Week in Perfect Team for the Perfect Team 23 cycle. My friends, there have been a lot of weeks in this season, but my goodness, we have finally made it. Welcome in, everybody. Man, what a year. What a year it has been, and we are going to close it out with with some great cards tonight that I hope y'all will enjoy. And yes, we have a tie tonight. Why wouldn't I go with the tie for the final perfect team, This Week in Perfect Team of the season? Why would I do that? I mean, okay, so let's see. Let's go back a bit here, okay? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16, 24, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. There have been 38, 39, 44, 42, 44. 44 episodes. 44 episodes of This Week in Perfect Team, at the very least, here in Perfect Team 23. Probably 45. But man, oh man, it has been one heck of a cycle, all right? And we're going to close it out great tonight. Hopefully y'all are having a fantastic week so far. I know I am. I hope you are too. Whew. Man, it's going to be weird when next Thursday comes around. I'm not going to be doing a Perfect Team 23 This Week in Perfect Team stream. It's going to be absolutely insane. It's going to be absolutely insane. Oh, man. Whew. See a lot of y'all in chat. I see our good buddy Nicolino. I see our good buddy Rich in the chat tonight. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm gonna... You're gonna miss us? Probably. We'll see. Huh. William Oliver Ripken card of any type. I don't know about that. Reading your comic books, playing D&D video games. You know, I've never actually played D&D before. Honestly, if anything, I'm going to be playing the new Power Puro game for a little bit. But, I mean, we'll see. Oh, man. Oh, yes. Oh, Greek Kane, you coming back next year? Yes, I will be coming back next year for Perfect Team 24. You can count on that straight up. Oh, man. Yep, I know that's gonna make a lot of people happy. It's gonna make me happy. Dishnet 24? Whoa, Rich. You're about 10 off the number there, bud. You're about to... Okay, oh, you know what? I like Dishnet 24. Dishnet 24. I will be in Perfect Team 24. That's pretty good. Oh, man. All right, you know what? I've dawdled long enough. I was told there would be no map. I guess not. I can confirm that there will not be anything like the Brooks Robinson for 24. No. We're not doing that again. So I can pretty much say that's not going to be a thing for 24. All right. Let's go ahead and get started with tonight. And we're going to get started, as always, with a look at Perfect League. All right, so here's what we got with Perfect League right now. You got the American Conference East Division. You got the Erie Seawolves in first place right now at a record of 57 and 44. 4 games up on the Joe Creedy fandom. 5 games up on the Glendale Golden Grizzlies. It's not bad. It's not bad race right there. AC Central Division. You got the Philadelphia CrossFoxes in first place as the only team above 500 in that division, 3 games up on the Bowling Green Humidity for that division. Then the American Conference West, you got the Gary Railcats in first place at a record of 61-40, a 604 winning percentage, putting them in the number 1 spot in the American Conference as of this moment. But second place overall in Perfect League. So they're 7 games up on the Jackson Generals right now, 9 games up on the Denver Highlanders. Those are the only 3 teams above 500 in that division. As for the American Conference Cobb division, we got 3 teams over 500 there. You got the Newcastle, William, and Mary taking the top spot for right now, 55-45 record, 1.5 games up on the Ottawa Hammerheads for first place in that division, 3.5 games up on the Vlad News Cubs. So a lot of interesting folks competing for a wild card here in the American Conference this coming year. Well, at least this year, I should say. Over in the National Conference, in the East Division, you got the Puyallup Vikings in first place right now with a record of 59-42, 1.5 games up on the Bard Owls for first place in that division. Look at Puyallup. Look at that win streak they're on right there. They are on a W6 streak right now. That's probably the best streak right now. Oh, tied for the best streak in Perfect League, I should say. Because right over my shoulder, you got the New Orleans Crescents with a W6 going on as of 8:30 p.m. right there. The NC Central Division has the Seattle Aftershocks in first place with a record of 61-38, the best record in Perfect League so far this year. 6 games up on the Vancouver Vibes, who are at 55-44. In the NC West Division, you got the Palatine Plutos in first place in that division. The third and final team with 60-plus wins so far, 61-41 record. 6.5 games up on the Crozet Storm Kings. Palatine, 8-2 in their last 10. And then in the NC Maze Division, you got the FFS Snails in first place with a record of 58-40. 2 games up on the surging New Orleans Crescents, who are at 57-43 on that W6 streak, like I mentioned earlier. And then you got the Delco Hoagie Mouths, 8.5 games back at 51-50. So there you go. There's a look at the Perfect League standings. And don't forget, on Sunday night, we will be doing the Perfect League World Series for the 2062 season. Who y'all think's going to win? You'll have to tune in to find out on Sunday night. All right, guys, let's move on now to our final 3 limited edition cards of the cycle. And we start out with a guy who is going to be paid handsomely by San Diego for years and years and years to come. And that, my friends, is 2019 Manny Machado from the San Diego Padres, 81 overall here. 63 BABIP, 81 power, 70 avoid K, 80 contact, 59 gap, and 82 on the eye. A little bit better against lefties than he is against righties. 75 BABIP, 86 power, 71 avoid K, 92 contact, 62 gap, and 86 on the eye. Can play third base, can play a little bit of shortstop as well. 80 range, 80 error, 90 arm, and 63 turn double play on the infield. Speed stealing, base running a little bit. You got 25 speed, but you got 72 stealing and 70 on the base running, but do not have him bunt under any circumstances. 3 sack bunt, 1 on the bunt for hit. So yeah, don't have this guy bunt. Just don't. That's a smart move. That's a smart move. Does this include the lower contract value from getting conned out $300 million by the Braves mascot blooper? Who knows? Who knows? Manny Machado in the 2019 season, his first year in San Diego, he was 4th on the Padres in wins above replacement that year. hit 256, 334, 462 with 32 homers, 85 RBI, in a 110 OPS plus. During a bit of an up and down year, he was kind of transitioning a little bit still from the American League to the National League after he got traded from Baltimore to LA the year prior, but still managed to hit his 5th consecutive 30-plus homer season during that year. Kind of interrupted by that 2020 season where he did play all 60 games, I will say. But 5 consecutive 30-homer seasons, nothing to shake a stick at. He also led MLB in ground into double plays, which I found fascinating. 24 of them. He grounded into 24 double plays during that year. I mean, it's not ideal, to be quite honest. But, But you know what? Later years for Manny Machado, he's been pretty fine. And I think there's plenty of people in San Diego who are quite enjoying Manny Machado right now, seeing as how they're doing very well for themselves in the National League. So, Manny Machado from the San Diego Padres, 2019 San Diego Padres. Oh. Woo. That one got me. He is in Perfect Team 23. Woo. Woo. Need a little lemonade there. There we go. All right. Next up, how about another gold limited edition card, as we have people coming in from the FKN Commish stream. Welcome in, FKN Commish, one of our stream affiliates, coming back over from the EMLB stream. Hopefully it all went well tonight. Nice. Is that White Castle Cup? Nope. It's Culver's. Had a nice Culver's lunch today, by the way. It was pretty darn good. Pretty darn good. All right, so how about another gold card, y'all? Another gold card coming up for you. And excuse me. And you know what? This is kind of, one of those kind of unsung guys that you don't really think about until, after he retires, he wasn't all that bad. Not gonna lie. And ladies and gentlemen, that guy, 87 overall from the San Diego Padres. Yes, we are staying with the Padres for this card. Mark Kotsay. Mark Kotsay from the Padres. 87 overall center fielder. 75 BABIP, 55 power, 93 avoid K. 87 on the contact, 94 gap power, and 65 I. A little bit better against righties than he is against lefties with 74 BABIP, 58 power, 96 avoid K, 89 contact, 94 gap, and 65 on the eye. But look at the defense on this guy right here. 93 range in the outfield, 84 error, and 95 on the arm. Whoo. That's pretty darn good for the gold levels, if I do say so myself. He can play center, he can play right, and he can play a little tiny bit of first base. So, could be a pretty good card for quite a lot of people. 62 speed, 84 stealing, 74 base running as well. Mark Kotsay in his career hit 276, 332, 404 with 127 home runs, 720 RBI. He was kind of that guy that, was a little bit of a pesky guy. He could get you some double-digit homer seasons in his earlier years with Florida, San Diego. Maybe the first couple of years in Oakland he had. Played for 7 teams in his career. Florida, San Diego, Oakland, Atlanta, Boston, Chicago White Sox, Milwaukee Brewers. He wasn't the best player on all of those teams. Mainly a little bit of a platoon guy, kind of a defensive replacement kind of guy sometimes. But he wasn't too bad. Led all NL outfielders in assists in 2000, which I found kind of fascinating. He had 20 outfield assists in that 2000 season with Florida. He also hit 298 that year, 12 homers, and 57 RBI. That's not bad. Let's see. He also had a really good season in 2004 in which he actually received how many MVP votes? He got 2% of the vote share for MVP in 2004. Finished 14th. He had 8 vote points. Did not get a first place vote, which, I mean, yeah, makes sense. But he did hit 314, 370, 459, 15 homers, and 63 RBI during that year. Definitely one of his best years. And also, Mark Kotsay, for those of you who might know that are Oakland Athletics fans, he is their manager. So that's pretty darn cool. So Mark Kotsay from the San Diego Padres in Perfect Team 23. Alrighty, next up on the docket. Oh man, you want to talk about a guy who is known mainly for one historical pitching event. It is this guy right here. He is probably the epitome of being remembered for one magical day in the World Series. Ladies and gentlemen, peak card 94 overall from the New York Yankees, Don Larson. 81 stuff, 101 movement, and 81 control. Big movement guy right here. A lot better against righties than he is against lefties. 84 stuff, 102 movement, 83 control, 76, 99, 78 against lefties. Fastball, slider, and curveball combo on this guy. 72 stamina, 46 on the hold runners. Fly ball guy. So with the movement he's got, probably could keep it in the ballpark a little bit. 93 to 95 on the velocity. A little bit of a decent hitter as well. That 46 contact, 44 power, 36 eye as well. Especially for, a pitcher. Don Larson, in his career, a lot of people, when you talk about Don Larson, you have to focus on that 1956 World Series where he threw the only, and still to this day, the only perfect game in World Series history. Doing it against the Brooklyn Dodgers during that World Series. But that was part of probably one of Don Larson's best seasons of his career. Because during that 56 season, he went 11-5, 3.26 ERA, and 179 2/3 innings pitched. Strikeouts, probably one of his better strikeout rates, 5.4 strikeouts per 9. He did walk 4.8 that year, unfortunately. The whip was around 1.275. His FIP was about a 4.27, so about a run difference between his FIP and his ERA that year. But still a very solid year for a very solid Yankees squad. And actually the next year, he had 10-4 record with a 3.74 ERA. So for a couple years there, Don Larson, pretty darn good for the New York Yankees. Now, overall in his career, he was kind of a journeyman in a roundabout sort of way. He played for the Yankees, obviously. He played for the Giants. He played season 3 years, actually, for the Baltimore Orioles. Let's see. They also had a couple years with the Kansas City Athletics. Had a couple years in Houston. Had 3 games for the Chicago Cubs at age 37 in 1967. And then he had a short little stint in Chicago for 25 games in 1961. So that's pretty darn good right there. But overall, 81-91 record, a 3.78 ERA, 4.9 strikeouts per 9, 4.2 walks per 9. So he did walk quite a few batters in his career, which kind of dings him a little bit when it comes to the ratings. But either way, Don Larson, still the only man to pitch a perfect game in the World Series is in Perfect Team 23. Oh, man. Oh, man. So there's your final 3 limited editions of the Perfect Team 23 cycle. 100 copies available of all 3 of them. Oh, man. That's some fun stuff. Some fun stuff. Guys, you know what okay, guys, it's time for the hashtag ad read, so get ready, y'all. So, you know, when it comes to careers like Don Larson, you know, you only really know them for one thing and one thing only, and that was the perfecto in the World Series. But, you know, if you want to, you know, kind of dig in to Don Larson's career, or really anybody's career, really, Baseball Reference, definitely my favorite way to do that. And Baseball Reference has a fun tool for us sports fans to use to really dig deep into those statistics. And ladies and gentlemen, that tool can be yours for a discounted price. Ladies and gentlemen, StatHead Baseball, powered by Baseball Reference. You can use code 23 OOTP25 to save $25 off an annual baseball or all sports subscriptions. You know, this is a pretty darn good offer right here, okay? $25 off anything, you know, is pretty darn good right about now, especially in this day and age. You know, I use it a lot for, as you all know, for This Week in Perfect Team. And it's probably one of the more valuable tools for sports fans of any type, really. And again, it is not just baseball. No, it's not just baseball. Yeah, StatHead is fire. Legit. Exactly. So, it's not just for baseball. You can use it for football. You can use it for hockey. You can use it for basketball even. You know, hockey season, full swing. You probably want those stats as well. So, StatHead, powered by Baseball Reference. $25 off an annual baseball or all sports subscription. This offer expires on July 1st, 2023. So, if you like, go to baseballreference.com today. Find out more. All right, guys. Next up on the docket, as you all know, Perfect Team Master Series 2 is this Saturday. That's right. It is this Saturday, February 18th. Oh, man. This is probably definitely up there in some of the bigger events that Perfect Team 23 has done all year long. Games beginning at noon Eastern Time with the finals coverage on the Out of the Park Developments Twitch channel. 64 teams who finished in the top 4 of each of the past 4 Perfect Team Championship Series tournaments will be participating in this one. And the top 32 teams will receive PTMS exclusive rewards, including, that spicy champion card, Epa Rixie. Everyone loves that Epa Rixie right there. It's pretty cool stuff. The winner of Perfect Team Master Series 2 will move on to the second Perfect Team World Championship to take on the defending champions, the Seattle Aftershocks, in a live managed head-to-head showdown. That's going to be fun. And y'all know how well that went last time. We could see a very, very good matchup right there. Now the format, as you all know, is an open 1750 cap, 1999 run environment with a designated hitter. So that's going to be a very, very fun time. Saturday evening will be when we will go live with our finals coverage. That's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. All right, folks. It is time. It is time for the final content of the Perfect Team 23 cycle. Folks, we started back in April of last year, and we are going to finish it off here in February of 2023. with our final content set of the year, Milestones 3. We are wrapping up the Milestones Collection series tonight with 7 cards. 5 of them are in Milestones 3. One of them is the Milestones 3 topper, and the other one, oh, the granddaddy of them all, the ultimate topper for Milestones Collection. Let's get started. Now, for those of you who do not know what the Milestones program is, this is a mission program with missions based around major historical accomplishments or some specific categories. Each Milestones mission will have a card reward to go along with it. Each set of Milestones missions will contain 5 missions, each one different than the last. So, last time we had Milestones, we had stuff like, oh goodness, you got Fire the Torpedoes, which was all submariners, and you got the Innings Eaters, where you got Ed Walsh, you got Rookie of the Year to MVP Eaters, where you got Fred Lynn. Now, those are going to be completely different. We're going to have completely different ones, completely fresh ones for you tonight. And if you complete each set of 5 missions, there will be a topper to go along with it, a reward from completing each of those 5 missions. And if you finish all of the missions in each of the 3 milestone sets, you'll receive an overall topper for the program. So, let's go ahead and get started with our first card of the night. And the first mission for Milestones 3 is a mission called The Deadest of Deadball. Now, we're going way back, and I mean way back for this one. All right, we're going back in like early days of baseball. All right, and there are some really very interesting characters in around this time period. And one of them, played quite a few years in the National Association and in the National League right when it started up. This guy's solid pitcher, had quite a few shutouts, had quite a good season a couple years into his career, and that, my friends, is our Deadest of Deadball mission reward. Ladies and gentlemen, right-handed starter, 99 overall, George Bradley. 87 stuff, 89 movement, 112 control. Ooh, buddy, that's a lot of control right there. A lot of control. 108 control against lefties, 115 against righties. 90 stuff, 91 movement to go along with it. Fastball, slider, curveball, splitter combo right there. Can play pitcher, can also play a little bit of third base, little bit of shortstop. 110 stamina, 48 on the hold runners. Now, George Bradley, a very interesting career right here. This guy pitched the first official no-hitter in Major League Baseball history on July 15th, 1876 in a 2-0 victory over the Hartford Dark Blues as a member of the St. Louis Brown Stockings. Now, that 1876 season was a very good one for George Bradley. It was his second year in any major league in baseball. He went 45-19 with a 1.23 ERA. 16 shutouts that year in those 64 games started. That's a lot of games. He pitched. He completed 63 of the 64 games for St. Louis, winning 45. Yep, and 16 shutouts. That record, which has not been broken today, although it was tied in 1916 by our good buddy Grover Cleveland Alexander in 1916. So 16 shutouts, still tied for a major league record to this day. Okay, well, here's the thing. Yeah, 63 games. You know what? Is there a game log? Are there game logs for this guy? Probably not. So unfortunately, Baseball Reference does not have George Bradley's game logs for the 1876 season. So I don't know what happened in that 64th game. 64 games, 63 complete games, 16 of them were shutouts. Very, very interesting. Now, Bradley never led the league in innings pitched, even though first 2 years of his career, over 530 innings pitched. Absolutely insane. Oh, man. Yep, and after 1876, Bradley was not as effective as a pitcher and played most of the other positions after 1879. In terms of his hitting, let me try to find those stats here. He wasn't that good at hitting, relatively. I mean, didn't have a whole lot of games hitting. 229, 243, 295 on his career slash line. Had 38 triples, 64 doubles, 172 RBI. You know, nothing to really write home about, really. But overall, George Bradley, one of those unsung heroes of the dead ball era, and he is in Perfect Team 23. His career record on the mound, 172 and 151 at 2.43 ERA, 2.1 strikeouts per 9, and 0.6 walks per 9. That's pretty impressive. Not walking anybody. Not bad. All right, next up. Let's go a little bit more to the modern day here, and let's talk about our next mission reward, going toward a mission called A Save Means a Win. Now, there are many guys, that have started out as starting pitchers, moved their way into the bullpen, but no one has done it as effectively and statistically than our next player right here. Ladies and gentlemen, 100 overall from the Atlanta Braves, John Smoltz. 117 stuff, 105 movement, 103 control, 114 stuff, 114 movement, 95 against lefties, righties, 119, 98, and a 110. Fastball, slider, curveball, changeup, splitter, and circle change combo. 96 stamina and 71 on the hold runners. Not a bad card right here, y'all. Not a bad card whatsoever. Now, John Smoltz, definitely one of the big three pitchers for the Atlanta Braves for those 90s teams. Like, we're talking Greg Maddux, Tom Glavine, and this guy right here, John Smoltz. And this guy was a bit of a strikeout artist in his career, 213 and 155 in his career, 3.33 ERA, 8 strikeouts per 9. But he also had 154 saves, each coming after the age of 33. So this was when he was already established as a starter. Then, dude got Tommy John in the 2000 season, came back in 2001 as a starter, as a reliever, I should say. 36 games, wasn't too impressive. Well, maybe a little bit impressive. He got 10 saves that year. That's fine. But then in 2002, in the 2002 season, oh boy, his first full season as a closer, Smoltz set a National League record with 55 saves. Just in his second year as a closer. No big deal. topped the previous mark of 53 shared by guys named Randy Myers and Trevor Hoffman. That, my friends, is rarefied air. Right there. Eric Gagne would equal his record a year later with the Dodgers, but this guy is the only pitcher in MLB history with 200 wins and 150 career saves. That's impressive. Now, given that, there are some certain circumstances that led to that, there's that, but 55 saves in 02, 45 saves in 03, 44 of them in 2004, and they went back in the rotation in 05 and just picked up right where he left off when he last was in the rotation in 1999. 14-7 with a 306, 16-9 with a 349 in 06, 14-8 with a 311 in 2007. Pretty much played all but 1 year of his career for the Atlanta Braves, except for that 2009 season where he went to Boston and St. Louis. And, well, let's just say he was a Boston Red Sox legend for 8 glorious starts. Oh, man. But John Smoltz, he had some hardware as well in his career. 1996 Cy Young Award winner, 8-time All-Star, and he still holds the Atlanta Braves career record for strikeouts with 3,011. So there you go. John Smoltz from the Atlanta Braves in Perfect Team 23. All right. Yeah, and he's a pretty good golfer. He's a pretty good golfer as well. Now you can certainly debate on whether his broadcasting skills are good or not, but he's there, at least. No debate, 20 grade. Exactly. All right, next up on the docket, our third Milestones mission of the night. Oh, man. This mission is called Yet Another Tiger. That's right. Us Tigers, boys, are back. We got some more Tigers, baby. But this one right here. If you want some power, some absolute power from the first base position. I mean, there's a lot of great options for first base. Not gonna lie. It's Brennan Bosch. No. Well, honestly, being a Tiger nowadays is a milestone, and actually being good at it as a Tiger is a milestone these days. But here we go from the Detroit Tigers 100 overall first baseman, Hank Greenberg. 100 BABIP, 158 power, 48 avoid K, 120 contact, 110 gap, and 99 on the eye. Look at those V left splits. Look at those V left splits. 106 BABIP, 174 power, 51 avoid K, 125 contact, 126 gap, and 100 on the eye. Woo! That's a lot of power right there on this guy right here. Holy cats. He can play some first base, and he can play a tiny bit of left field. I mean, if you really want him to. I mean, you certainly can. Not going to stop you. Be pretty cool if you did. But 59 infield range, 56 error, 53 arm, and 44 on the turn double play. Now, if you want to talk some prolific home run hitters of the 1930s and the 1940s, Hank Greenberg is definitely probably one of the best ones out there. You got this guy, you got Mel Lott, you got Ralph Kiner during this era, but Hank Greenberg, this guy, some prodigious power in his career. 313, 412, 605 on his career slash line. That's right, a 605 career slugging percentage. 331 career homers, 1,274 RBI. He was hitting the balls around the park right here, folks. He was a two-time MVP in 1935 and 1940. Was a five-time All-Star. Led the American League in home runs 4 times, including 58 of them in the 1938 season. 58! 58 homers in one season. It's crazy for that time period. He had another 41 of them in 1940, 40 of them in 1937. Led the league again in 35 with 36. 1946, after he came back from the Air Force in World War II, a couple years afterward, just hit another 44 bombs. No big deal. Another 127 RBI. Led the American League that year. Finished off his career at age 36 in Pittsburgh. Still had 25 homers that year, which made him the first MLB player to hit 25 or more homers in both the American League and the National League. This guy also didn't just hit homers. He had some extra base pop as well, He had 63 doubles in the 1934 season. 50 of them in 1940, 49 of them in 1937, 46 of them in 1935. RBIs, this guy, 184 of them in 1937, which is just an astronomical amount. Astronomical amount. Yep, and Greenberg, in his personal life, this guy was the first Jewish superstar in American team sports. And according to Wikipedia, he attracted national attention in 1934 in the middle of a pennant race when he had to decide whether to play baseball on 2 major Jewish holidays, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, and he played on Rosh Hashanah, but stayed at the synagogue on Yom Kippur. And Greenberg was actually one of the few opposing players to publicly welcome Jackie Robinson to the major leagues when he came into the league in 1947. So pretty good stuff right there. After retiring from playing, Greenberg continued to work in baseball. He was actually a team executive for the Cleveland team and the Chicago White Sox. So that's pretty cool right there. So guys, this is a fun card right here. Gonna hit you a lot of dingers. Might strike out quite a bit. Let's be honest here. I mean, you can't quite avoid the 48 avoid K on this guy. But still, a lot of power, a lot of contact. Dingers! Hank Greenberg in Perfect Team 23. All right, next up in our Milestones 3 collection. This next mission is called Slamming the Door Shut. Now let's go back to the early 2000s. And between 2002 and 2004, if there was one guy that you wanted to close out a game, 1-run lead going into the 9th, if you wanted one guy to do it throughout all of baseball, this was the guy to do it. The guy with 84 consecutive saves between 2002 and 2004, ladies and gentlemen, from the LA Dodgers, 100 overall, Eric Gagne. 159 stuff, 117 movement, and 97 on the control with some very interesting splits right here. 160 stuff, 118 movement, and 85 control against lefties, but against righties, you got 158 stuff, 116 movement, 106 control. Fastball, curveball, and forkball on this guy. 16 stamina, 72. On the hold, runners, Eric Gagne, the guy that they called game over. And for a dang good reason. This guy, for a few years there, was probably the best relief pitcher alive. Now, definitely you can make a case for, guys like Mariano Rivera and a lot of other guys from this time period. K-Rod as well, you could make a case for. But Eric Gagne was the guy for the LA Dodgers. From 2002 to 2004, the stats are insane on this guy. All right? 224 appearances. Finished 194 games. 152 saves in a 3-year time period. That is an average of 51 saves a year. With a 1.79 ERA, 13.3 strikeouts per 9, 2.1 walks per 9, a whip of .822. Only gave up 13 homers in 3 years. 247 innings pitched. We're talking an average of 82 innings pitched a year. This guy was absolutely insane. 0.5 homers per 9 in that 3-year period. 5.3 hits per 9. A 1.57 FIP. That, my friends, is domination right there. And Eric Gagne, for that 3-year period, was a heck of a closer. Now, we can talk about his other years, obviously, He had quite a few. He actually was a starter for the Dodgers in 2000 and 2001 before moving to the bullpen at age 26 in that 2002 season and becoming one of the best closers alive during that period. After that period, it kind of fell off a little bit. I believe he got injured around 2005 or so. Actually, no. I think it was 2006 where he got injured. And then Dodgers cut him loose that year. Or was it both 05 and 06? It's probably both. I forget. But after that 06 season, he went to the American League, went to Texas and Boston. Another Red Sox legend, by the way, in 20 glorious games. Then in 08, he went to Milwaukee. Brewers fans love him. But there you go. But for those 3 years, it was both 05 and 06. Yes. But Eric Gagne, for that 3-year period from 02 to 04, 84 consecutive saves. He was the 2003 NL Cy Young Award winner. No, he had 55 saves in that 2003 season. We talked a little bit about him earlier when we were talking about John Smoltz, who had that 55 saves, tied the National League record at the time. Then Eric Gagne tied it. Pretty good stuff right there. Eric Gagne from the LA Dodgers is in Perfect Team 23. Oh, yeah, I was a fan of him during that stretch. He was fun. The goggle. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Eric Gagne, fun car. I remember playing as his player in MLB Power Pros. He wasn't that bad. So there you go. Eric Gagne in Perfect Team 23. All right. Our final Milestones mission in Milestones 3. Milestones 3 is a mission reward called Shopping at the Gap. Now, let me tell you, there are a lot of great gap hitters in baseball. This guy was a pretty darn good one, with over 530 career doubles and 149 career triples. Ladies and gentlemen, from the Philadelphia Athletics, 100 overall left fielder, Al Simmons. 93 BABIP, 100 power, 85 avoid K, 117 contact, 108 gap power, and 59 on the eye. Look at those V left statistics right here. Look at them. 96 BABIP, 118 power, 101 avoid K, 125 contact, 125 gap power, and 53 on the eye. Solid. Solid against lefties in his career. Against righties, it's a little bit... 92 BABIP, 95 power, 80 avoid K, 112 contact, 102 gap, 61 eye. Ideally, this guy, probably a platoon guy. Let's not sugarcoat it here a little bit. Probably a platoon guy against lefties in left field. He can play left. He can play a little bit of center. If you really want him to. 79 range, 84 error, 82 on the arm. But very good against lefty pitching. In fact, let me look up his splits here real quick against lefties, because they were probably pretty darn good. So against lefties, in his career, this is a fun slash line here, guys. In 1,819 career at-bats against lefties in 673 games, he hit .369 batting average, 406 on base, 624 slugging percentage, with 91 homers, 404 RBI. That is an OPS of 1030 against lefties alone. Just insane numbers against lefties in his career. Now, against righties, he still had some good contact numbers. 325 batting average, 369 on base, 510 slugging, kind of a respectable 878 OPS. 92 OPS plus there, so it's not bad. Had 198 of his career homers against righties, which isn't that bad, but in terms of percentage of homers, 91 homers in his 671 hits. Crap. Ha 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 ha. Spoilers. Sorry. That's what happens when I use my number pad when I should be using the top key. 13.5% of his hits were homers against lefties. Meanwhile, against righties, 198 homers in 2,071 hits. Only 9.5%. So there you go. Al Simmons, 334, 385, 35 in his career with 307 homers, 1,828 RBI, three-time All-Star, had MVP votes in 8 seasons. He was a two-time batting champ, hitting 381 in 1930 and 390 in 1931. 539 doubles, 149 career triples. Got really close to 3,000 hits. 2,929, just 71 away. So close. There you go. 48 speed, 80 stealing, 64 base running, and some very good bunt numbers as well. 112 sack bunt, 98 on the bunt for hit as well. There you go. Al Simmons from the Philadelphia Athletics is in Perfect Team 23. Now, speaking of 3,000 hits, how's about 4,000 hits? In fact, how about 4,256 of them? Because our Milestones III topper card, probably one of the best pure singles hitters in all of baseball history. Ladies and gentlemen, it is 100 overall Pete Rose. 111 BABIP, 53 power, 109 avoid K, 125 contact, 112 gap, and 88 on the eye. Nelly. And some very solid splits as well. 112 BABIP against righties, 54 power, 108 avoid K, 125 contact, 115 gap, and 90 eye all against righties. And against lefties, 106 BABIP, 47 power, 110 avoid K, 121 contact, 102 gap, and 82 on the eye. 59 speed, 82 stealing, 100 on the base running, 89 sack bunt, 91 on the bunt for hit. But look at all the positions he can play. First base, second base, third base, left field, and right field. 500 at-bats at 5 different positions. Wow. 70 range, 67 error, 70 arm, and 80 on the turn double play on the infield. And then in the outfield, 83 range, 83 error, and 82 on the arm. Pete Rose, man, this guy, a lot of hits in his career. I mean, 4,256. Nothing to shake a stick at. Nothing to shake a stick at all. Led the National League in batting average 3 times. Hit 335 in 1968, 348 in 1969, 338 in the 1973 season. This guy right here, a homer rate, only 1%, so he didn't hit a whole lot of homers in his career, only 160 of them. 1,314 RBI. Didn't strike out that often, 7.2% strikeout rate, darn near half of what the league average was in his career. 9.9% walk rate, just a little bit above MLB average for his career. BABIP numbers, career BABIP of 319. It's not bad, not bad. Most of his hits were of the singles variety. Out of his 4,256 hits, he had 746 doubles. He had 135 triples, 160 home runs. That's 1,041 hits, so 25% of his hits were for extra base hits, roughly. The other 75%, singles. So yeah, I agree, K-Hit. Rose could be a perfect number 1 or number 2 slot for your team right here. Maybe a bit of a utility guy, potentially, coming off the bench, potentially. So there you go. Some really good stuff. Really good stuff for Pete Rose right here. 89 sack bunt, 91 on the bunt for a hit. I don't see a gambling rating on here, unfortunately. Just saying. But there you go. Pete Rose, who led the NL in hits 7 times, 1973 MVP, 1963 Rookie of the Year, 17-time All-Star, is it. Perfect team. 23. All right, folks. We are finally here. The final card of the Perfect Team 23 cycle. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been 10 months to get to this point. I know it's a while. I know it's been a while. But you know what? There is only one player with every card that we have released throughout the Perfect Team 23 cycle. There is only one guy that we could end this entire cycle off on. All right? There's only one guy. Given what we do have in the game, given what we don't have yet in the game so far, I think this is a pretty good way to end this off. And ladies and gentlemen, the Milestones program ultimate topper is 100 overall Nate Corneo. I'm kidding. It is Willie Mays from the San Francisco Giants. The Say Hey Kid. 86 BABIP, 121 power, 85 avoid K, 119 contact, 120 gap power, and 105 I. And folks, Look at those V left splits. 84 BABIP, 140 power, 89 avoid K, 123 contact, 125 gap power, and 123 on the eye. Absolutely brilliant. This dude is hitting doubles and triples for days. And look at that absolutely phenomenal defense in center field. 105 range, 94 error, and 105 on the outfield arm. Wow. 95 speed, 100 stealing, 97 base running. I mean, probably for one of the best center fielders in Major League Baseball history. I mean, there was a debate back in his playing days on whether it was Mays or Mantle, who was better. I mean, that was a legit debate back in those days. Willie Mays had just a spectacular career. And actually, Willie Mays, he actually spent a year in the Negro Leagues. 13 games with the Birmingham Black Barons in 1948 at the age of 17. Now, it was not a great 13 games. Hit only 233, 313, 326. But when he got to the major leagues with the Giants, and after 1 year in the Korean War, came back to Major League Baseball, to the Giants in the National League, and he became an absolute superstar. 41 homers in his first year back at age 23 with a 345 average, 110 RBI, a 1078 OPS, career high OPS for Willie Mays that year. In his first full season back, played in 151 games. Just absolutely crazy. Actually, a couple years with the Giants at age 20 and 21. They weren't too spectacular, but, first year with the Giants, he had 20 homers, 68 RBI at age 20. Pretty good stuff there. But after that, probably became one of the best center fielders the game has ever seen. 51 homers in 1955 to lead all of Major League Baseball, the 319 average. Then he had seasons like 1965, where he hit 317 with 52 homers and 112 RBI. Had a career high 141 RBI in 1962. This guy just absolutely teared the cover off the ball. Man, oh man. Dukeston, as a kid, that over-the-shoulder catch was one of my favorite plays, and I found out he was a Giant, and as a Dodger fan, I wasn't allowed to like him. Oh, man. Honestly, don't let a rivalry get in the way of liking a player just for the player. Like Willie Mays, obviously, y'all know him for that overhead catch. That over-the-shoulder catch in the World Series against Cleveland. Helping the Giants to their lone World Series win before the move to San Francisco. I mean, one of the most incredible plays in baseball history. One of the most replayed plays in MLB history. Holy moly. I mean, there's a lot of black ink on Willie Mays' baseball reference page, guys. If you have not seen his baseball reference page, it is absolutely worth a look. 100%. And even had a couple of years with the New York Mets. They were the New York Mets at the time. And Willie Mays was 41 and 42 years old. But, he played for the Mets. He was there. He was there. How many feet away was he? 480 feet? I think there's actually a few videos out there kind of trying to detail the math behind the Willie Mays catch out there. I think there is a video out there. I forget which one it is. Let me find one. Willie Mays catch. let's see. Okay, it was Foolish. It was Foolish Baseball that made that video. Okay, yeah, he makes a lot of these good videos. Called Willie Mays Made the Catch, but how great was it? That was a pretty enlightening video. It's a very, very good one. Definitely a watch. Apparently there was also an HBO documentary on Willie Mays. God, this guy's just incredible. There's not a whole lot more I can really say about how great Willie Mays was. Look at the stats, look at the highlights. You will know that Willie Mays, one of the best center fielders of all time, in this card right here, in my opinion, a perfect representation of Willie Mays' career. His career hit 301, 384, 557 in MLB with 660 career home runs. He was a two-time MVP in the 1954 and the 1965 season. Won the Rookie of the Year in 1951 at the age of 20. 24-time All-Star, including 4 seasons in which he was named to the All-Star game twice because there were 2 All-Star games during that time period in the early 60s. Well, late 50s, early 60s. Led the MLB in stolen bases 4 times even. He had 40 stolen bases in 1956, 38 of them in 1957, 31 in 1958, 27 in 1959. That was actually the one year where he didn't lead MLB, but he led the National League. The other 3 seasons, and this was all in a row. All in a row. Led the National League in homers 4 times, that 51 and 55, 49 of them in 62, 47 of them in 64, 52 of them in 1965. 6 seasons of more than 40 home runs. This guy just absolutely incredible. Oh, man. So there you go. Willie Mays, the Say Hey Kid, from the San Francisco and New York Giants, is in Perfect Team 23. So there you have it, folks. Milestones 3. George Bradley, Al Simmons, Eric Gagne, Hank Greenberg, John Smoltz, Pete Rose, and Willie Mays. Guys, what a night. What a night, and what a season for Perfect Team 23. You know, I'm going to take a few minutes here and just kind of give, you know, my final thoughts on the cycle here. Perfect Team 23. What can you say about Perfect Team 23? Let me tell you. I think, you know, I'm not going to sugarcoat it here. You know, we had a pretty rough start with Perfect Team 23. That is undeniable. You know, we had the server issues to start the year. We had quite a few issues throughout the year. I'm not going to lie to y'all on that. There was a lot of stuff there. We definitely had our share of missteps as well. But I think overall, beyond all of that, I believe, in my estimation, this was a damn good season of Perfect Team. And you know what? I'm glad. I am 100% glad that I am here with Out of the Park Baseball. This game right here, this game's pretty dang good. And I think Perfect Team 23, while it may not have been the smoothest of seasons, I think it was still a very great cycle in a lot of respects. You know, we had the tournaments, we had the Perfect Teams Championship Series, the Master Series, the World Championship, where we had head-to-head matchups for the first time, live managed. That was pretty dang cool. Oh man, I'm starting to tear up a little bit here, guys. This is, oh man. But you know what? Through it all, you know, I'm glad that, you know, we've stuck together through thick and thin. Us, the community, the team, we stuck together through it. And I feel like, you know what? Perfect Team 24, going to be even better. That's the hope. You know, I think that's everybody's hope, is that Perfect Team 24 is going to be a lot better than 23, and Perfect Team 23 was already pretty good, in my personal estimation. There might be some people that might disagree with that, and that's fine. They can disagree. I respect their feelings on that. I think Perfect Team 24 is going to be one of our best ones. I have a pretty darn good feeling about it. You know, we got some great team members. You know, we got Paul Spohr leading the content team. I'm on here. We got guys on the team that are just phenomenal people. And I cannot say I can't say like how good those people are. They're really darn good. And the affiliate streamers. We can't forget the affiliate streamers at all, because they helped enhance this cycle quite a lot. There have been plenty of people that have enhanced this cycle with their content and their ideas and their insights into the game from all angles. And they have also been what have made this cycle freaking awesome. Like, I try to watch as many of the affiliate streams as I can. Obviously, I can't get to everybody. But, you know, the affiliate streamers, they've also really made this cycle very good. Theme teams as well. You know, gotta give a shout out to our boy EVC and the theme team program. He has done a phenomenal job running that. I mean, I even have a theme team in this game. Like, it's pretty darn cool. It's pretty darn cool. Because there are a lot of ways to play Perfect Team 23. And I think that Perfect Team 24, there's going to be more ways to play. I do believe that. So guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate y'all being here for the Perfect Team 23 cycle. And I will be back. For Perfect Team 24. And I cannot wait to share it with you all. Because we got a lot planned. For 24 and for On the Park 24 even. And you might get some info on that soon. So stay tuned. Guys, thank you so much for playing Perfect Team 23. It has been a blast. It has been absolutely phenomenal being here with y'all through the thick and the thin. And I will see you tomorrow night. For the Friday Showdown. Have a great night, everybody. DishNet34. Signing out. Take care, y'all. And thank you for being.